Video games. Once considered something akin to toys for children, they are now entertainment juggernauts that dwarf the film and music industry in profitability. In perspective, it managed to generate about $170 billion in revenue in 2022, 5 times the amount generated by box office revenues in the same period. It was also one of the few industries that suffered no loss during lockdowns, having seen an increase in usage and profits. But as video games become more widespread and profitable, they also become more expensive to create and market, leading publishers and developers to find other ways to increase profitability. The rise of the mobile gaming market, which allows for lower production costs and high revenue, had them scrambling to find ways to monetize their products in the home console market despite all the controversy. Join us as we explore the advent of microtransactions in gaming and how they spread even beyond that industry. Microtransactions are a typical, though highly contentious, part of gaming. For those who don't know, microtransactions, often abbreviated as MTX, are a business model where users can purchase virtual goods using micropayments inside the games. Free-to-play games with microtransactions are also known as freemium, but there are full-priced games or premium that also have microtransactions. Some titles that sell in-game items that might give an undue advantage to playing players are called pay-to-win, sometimes in a pejorative way. The first known instance of such a model was back in 1990 in the arcades. The North American cabinet of Double Dragon 3: The Rosetta Stone featured in-game item shops where players could use additional credits to buy new moves, weapons, or even new characters to help beat the game. The Japanese and home versions removed this feature, with the latter using an in-game currency usually gained by playing the game. This revenue model started gaining popularity during the late 90s and mid-2000s in South Korea, where several online free-to-play games by video game publisher Nexon used it to great success. It wasn't long after that it was adopted by Western developers. 2 trendy games that are still going today pioneered, Habbo Hotel and Second Life. Both are free virtual life simulators / social networking games. The microtransactions are mainly cosmetic, like custom clothing, furniture, and emotes using each game's virtual currencies purchased with real money. Second Life eventually began selling virtual real estate and opened an auction house for its users to resell their virtual goods and even managed to make real-world money themselves. In September 2005, over $3 million worth of processed microtransactions were on the platform. The flashpoint moment for this practice was with the Xbox 360 game system launch in late 2005 and its online service Xbox Live. While previous generations of gaming systems already had online capabilities and personal computers had allowed for a while the ability to purchase downloadable content, or DLC, it was the Xbox Live Marketplace that changed the paradigm by enabling digital purchases for a game system and charging a subscription for online play. Several of its flagship titles launched with purchasable DLC, but the infamous horse armor for Bethesda's blockbuster The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion sparked controversy. As its name implied, the DLC was just a suit of golden armor for your in-game horse mount. What made it stand out was that it was a purely cosmetic item for a single-player offline game, thus having no purpose other than bragging rights. It was also priced at $2.50 in the Xbox Live Marketplace, but only $1.99 on PC, with no reason given for the discrepancy. Despite players' complaints, the horse armor became the best-selling piece of DLC for the game and the primary example and model for future implementations of microtransactions in gaming. As the 2010s rolled around, more and more publishers were introducing microtransactions to their titles full price. Electronic Arts, in particular, such as in The Sims, the FIFA series, the Madden series, and even in some single-player titles like Dead Space 2 and 3, to much of its fans' chagrin. So much so that this practice has become something EA is infamous for.
And the game award goes to, oh man, I have to pay a microtransaction to unlock. That's so stupid that this has to, hold on, I got this, guys, here we go. You know it's true. It's really stupid. The winner, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus.
Meanwhile, with the advent of the iPhone, the Apple Store, and social media like Facebook, many publishers turned their attention towards the mobile market. The mobile market allowed for a greater reach in public by appealing to the so-called casual gamers with simple yet addicting games like puzzles or idle simulation games. Mobile games are also more inexpensive to make, thus having very high returns, especially compared to home releases. The mobile and social media market also introduced a new approach to inflating microtransactions. Pioneered by highly successful games like The Simpsons Tapped Out, Farmville, and Clash of Clans. Now players could use in-game currencies not only to buy in-game items, but also to reduce or eliminate wait times for specific actions such as improving buildings, growing produce, or even lengthening playtime, as some of these games provided limited activities per session. It inevitably creates some ethical issues around the practice. With the rise in popularity of live service games such as Destiny, Overwatch, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and Fortnite during the mid-2010s, loot boxes and battle passes were introduced. These games are constantly updating and changing content which, while primarily cosmetic, with limited time availability or behind a luck-based system, makes them more attractive. Battle passes have different tiers which are unlocked by gameplay and thus unlock the exclusive content without spending a cent. However, money opens some, though not all, tiers and gets the content faster. Loot boxes, however, are purely luck-based, and buying different types increases the chances of giving out rare items. Games like FIFA and its Ultimate Team mode have some of its best players locked behind such a system, effectively making it pay to win. The launch of Star Wars Battlefront 2 was especially controversial as, despite being a full-priced game, it had most of its content locked in found loot boxes during gameplay, albeit an absurd amount. Loot boxes earned such a bad reputation that it prompted several investigations by some governments of whether it could be considered gambling. Publisher Electronic Arts ended up dropping this model from the game soon after. There's also the issue that most of these games appeal to children and have little to no safeguarding barriers for purchases. Despite all of this, these models still bring massive earnings to publishers. Take Genshin Impact, a non-competitive multiplayer role-playing game whose loot boxes, also known as gacha, provide better gear and new characters. Microtransactions have proven so effective and profitable that some companies outside the gaming business have noticed and are considering applying them to their products. Several non-gaming apps on mobile already use it. But imagine their implementation to, say, your car?
BMW now gives you the honor to pay them $18 a month to use your heated seats. Right now, this is only happening in South Korea, but you can buy the fully heated seats for $400. Other subscriptions available as well: heated steering wheels, high beam assistance, and something that makes your electric car sound like a flying saucer. This could mean billions of dollars of revenue for car companies in the future, so buckle up.
Indeed, this is only happening thus far in South Korea, but remember in part 1 of this video, where the first instances of microtransactions took place? South Korea, always at the forefront of technology, is ground zero for these experiments. And as Gen Z becomes more social media focused, it has become less interested in live sports, with some associations registering a notable drop-off among this age bracket. One proposed solution is an app, Buzzer, that aims to revive said interest and include microtransactions. Even the NBA has thrown its hat in the ring by proposing a microtransaction model for viewing its games. So what's next for microtransactions? Will this model spread into other businesses beyond gaming as it seems to be? While it has managed to take most of the gaming over, it has met much opposition from gamers, and though it's still thriving in the multiplayer and mobile ecosystems, single-player games are all but dead. As seen in the earlier piece about BMW, even the public seems to regard such a model as greedy at best. Microtransactions have been tailor-made for the gaming scene, explaining why they worked so well there. As with everything, only time will tell. But the untold truth is that
Please complete your purchase of $1.99 to finish watching.